Hey, this is jayvardy 2. I'm uploading this video on my backup account because I already did a video on my other account earlier today. I did my Shawn Michaels My Journey DVD review on my main account today, so I'm going to just do this video quickly on this account. This is going to be my NXT review of Week 7, or Episode 7, and I'm going to talk about Eve Torres and the Divas Championship match next week. First of all, I watched NXT, not a great episode of NXT, kind of disappointed in it. They wasted the first about like 18 to 20 minutes of the show with their competition of the week. They're going to do a competition of the week now, and where they had to carry a keg filled with liquid that is 160 pounds from behind the yellow line all the way around the ring, back across the line thing, and Heath Slater won that. He did in 12 seconds. Daniel Bryan took 24 seconds. But he didn't. He carried it weird, and I think he realized after, and when he watched everyone else do it, he's like, "Oh, I probably should have carried it that way." That's probably what he was thinking. But other than that, Heath Slater basically won the main event match, and he had to face Kane. Basically, the rest of the night was Daniel Bryan versus Darren Young, number 1 versus number 8, and Daniel Bryan lost again, which I think is unnecessary, and that was the most unnecessary loss yet for him. The only thing I can think that they're trying to do is they're going to have him win NXT without even winning a match, and then have him face The Miz at a pay-per-view for the US title and win his very first match on a pay-per-view for the championship, and that will be the first major Daniel Bryan moment. That's the only thing I can think that they're trying to do here. Other than that, if that's not what they're doing, then I don't know what they're doing with this losing streak, because it's not working. This isn't the right way to get this guy over. And he was number 1 in the fan poll, so he's not only number 1 in the pro poll, but number 1 in the fan poll as well. And why would you have your number 1 guy lose every week? And especially to the 8th place guy. That was so unnecessary on so many levels. But Daniel Bryan did show some good moves, show some good submission moves, and it was a good match. Then we had Justin Gabriel versus Michael Tarver. Gabriel won, decent match. Skip Sheffield's apparently going heel. He said he's not being Mr. Nice Guy ever again. We had Wade Barrett versus David Otunga. Barrett won, decent match. Then we had the main event, Heath Slater versus Kane, which Kane won. Heath Slater's second loss. Heath Slater he took a pretty good beating, took some good bumps, even hit some good stuff. Heath Slater's one of the guys that I think has the potential to do something in WWE from NXT. I think Daniel Bryan, obviously, he could be WWE's next guy if done properly. Heath Slater has potential, Justin Gabriel has potential, Wade Barrett has potential, even David Otunga on some extent has some potential. The only guys I don't like is Michael Tarver, Darren Young, or Skip Sheffield. I don't see anything for them ever, unless Darren Young joins Straight Edge Society, but the other two I have nothing at all. Michael Tarver and Skip Sheffield are basically trash that can just get tossed aside or sent back to FCW or whatever. But anyways, that's enough for NXT. The Divas title next week, Eve Torres versus Maryse. Eve Torres should win this title. She should win the Divas title. In my last video, I did talk about the Divas, my 5 reasons why Melina is better than Trish. I talked about how Melina is a wrestler. She went to wrestling school. She wrestled through the indies and worked her way through the system to get to where she was. Now, Eve Torres is the exact opposite, and that was part of why I bashed Trish, because Eve Torres is more like Trish, other than she's not a wrestler going in. But what separates her from Trish is that she has a huge athletic background. She has Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in her background, she has kickboxing in her background, and she has gymnastics in her background. And if you look at all the divas, Eve by far has the most athletic body. I mean, she's full of muscle, but in a feminine way. She's not mammy like Beth Phoenix, even though Beth is about mammy. She's got a lot of muscle, but a very feminine look, which is good for the divas. And she's got the it factor for divas, as far as I'm concerned. And if she can learn to bring her jiu-jitsu, gymnastics, and kickboxing into her matches, she can be really good. I've seen some of her FCW matches on YouTube, and they're a lot better than her WWE matches, because she is showing that stuff. She needs to do that, and You know, Trish and Lita were not the best wrestlers going into WWE, but they turned out to be amazing. And now Eve could do that if she brings her athleticism that she has and her background. If she starts bringing that into her matches on a consistent basis and is given the push, she could do that as well. Now, that's why I think she should beat Maryse next week for the title. Now, that's basically what I have to say. Again, I don't know why Daniel Bryan lost that match tonight. That was really unnecessary. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week on NXT, what the new challenge will be, and if Daniel Bryan will finally get a win. I doubt it, because I think they are going that route with the Miz. Also, the pros weren't on NXT tonight. Not a single pro. Kane was there, but he's not an NXT pro, so it's interesting. The Daniel Bryan-Miz rivalry is kind of going downhill, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens on NXT next week and on Raw next week. Hopefully Eve Torres wins the Divas title. Hopefully she starts bringing that stuff to her matches. And, you know, if she, in my opinion, she should hold the Divas title until Melina gets back, and then put the title back on Melina when she gets back, so you can have a strong champion. And, you know, Vince McMahon always says they're in the entertainment business. They're not in the wrestling business. See, with the Divas, since they're in the PG era, there isn't really much for the Divas to do other than have 3-minute matches. So why not book them as legit wrestlers? I mean, female wrestling, or women's wrestling, is a lot more entertaining than just bimbos and models who go out there for 2 minutes every night and do photo shoots and whatever the hell Simply Flawless does every week. So, you know, I put the title on Eve, give her a good run, give the Divas more time, start booking them as legit wrestlers, because that is entertaining. Women's wrestling is entertaining, and we're in the entertainment business, right, WWE? So that's basically it, my thought on the Divas title match next weekend, NXT, and I'm it. I'm jayvardy2, and I'm out.